Your arms look so trim. Your arms look so trim.
Hello, everybody. So we are your commentary team from at Into the 99. That is myself, Brian, and my friend Sherman, our other host. And we have the privilege.
Into the 99 because Commander's number 1.
Oh, yes, I guess so.
Sherman usually does it.
Yeah, it's not my line, right? So if I use it, I have to pay him. It's a whole
Right,
thing.
exactly. The royalties. In fact, Sherman, your check is in the mail for
Honestly, because it always spikes my audio in my car, and I have to like drop it down real quick. I'm like, Sherman, please.
That's always my fault. Always my fault. I'm way too loud.
Love it.
I love it though. Yeah.
Today we have the opportunity to interview Jake and Andrew of the Elderdragon Skypelander. And I do have to say it is a very original name. I do enjoy it.
Thanks,
very long to type out, though.
Yeah, it is a little bit of that. We that's why we kind of have EDS is like the short sling. You know, that's what the kids are saying nowadays.
Honestly, and it's only because I type it so much now. It auto populates as in my what's it called?
Yeah, like the bar,
the
like
bar
the Omni bar or whatever.
So everyone that's listening, just type it in like 1,000,000 times. Then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, just run the social media for it for about 2 months, and like honestly, it's gonna pop up real easy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm gonna pull up the chat, by the way, so we can look at that. But y'all go ahead and keep on going.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, after playing against you and watching the second game, your deck is fantastic. It's so hard
I thank this guy right
deal
here.
with.
He really built it.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like we all hear everyone saying that it's your like the commander is the actual commander compared to everyone else's.
The only legit commander that's in play right now.
No, it's been so fun. It was so fun. I tried to like build around like the sub theme of extort. So I thought that was a good like mana sink. Yeah,
we definitely saw extort like pretty extensively in both matches, and I think extort's one of those abilities where normally 1v1 it's kind of okay, but in a 4-pod, you know, you get that the fact that it says they lose 1 life, you gain that much life.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you get 3 life for 1 is, I think that's what makes it kind of worth it.
And I think extort makes like not as good like late game draws kind of okay, because if you have a couple creatures on the battlefield or a couple things that have extort, the extort mechanic, and then you just play like a random creature, you get that extra little gain and drain.
And by the end of the game too, you have like extra mana, so you don't mind dumping it into those extort triggers. And like I played extort like back when it first came out, and I hated it. Like everyone that was running white black, then just you lose a lot of life if they have the mana to do so, and they have all of the different creatures that have the triggers.
Yeah, and I think. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like it can. I think the combo deck gets kind of like a bad rap for kind of being like not the most fun thing to play against. But I think to counter that, I think it's very like counterable. I think you can remove the pieces. I don't think it's like so stacksy that like it's just not playable against. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this list in particular is a nicer build of Camball, and I think that was very much on purpose, knowing we're going to play it 4 times in a row. You kind of play into some of those quote-unquote stacks pieces, but, there's definitely more hate pieces in there. Like, it could be just a hate bear deck. But I think the build that we have slows things down enough to help us get advantage. Yeah. And one of the things I appreciate about it is even if we're not winning the game, I feel like Camball, since he's draining so much, we're always having an effect on the game.
What's going on, so you never feel like you get out of the game being like, oh, like
I did
nothing. Yeah.
Well, even like at close to the end of the game where we got Olivia down to 3 life, and the next turn around she was back to 13.
Wow,
that's amazing.
It definitely has staying power.
I think it has a finishing power too.
Yeah,
like if she was able to just play 1 or 2 more spells and just extort them, I mean, y'all were both at 7? They were both at 7 life apiece. So I think it has its strengths in that it kind of builds as the board build.
Yeah.
Agreed. So I guess was there any So we see the extort triggers and that type of plan in the deck. Is there any other sub themes that were built in that we haven't seen yet in the first 2 games that you're excited to kind of try to get out there and show off?
Yeah. So when I originally made the deck, I built it around 3 main themes and plans. I had obviously the gain and drain, the extort. All that was one. The second was I wanted to try to build some sort of pillow fort around myself because I knew that I was going to get a lot of blowback. And the
Definitely.
third was the yeah, and then the third was tapping everything down. So I think I put the deck together. We were a little bit high on the dollar amount, so I think what we ended up doing, Jake. You can kind of talk to like what the cuts were, but I think what we ended up doing was we cut down the pillow fort stuff and brought in the curses.
Yeah, we brought in some of those curses. I wouldn't even know if I call it a sub thing. We have like 3, I think. And that's kind of just because they were like just dollar wise a little bit cheaper. There's definitely like a ghostly prison in there and spear of safety. So that's where we get the pillow fort kind of stuff in there. That would be, I would say, the sub theme that we haven't seen yet. Really, I don't think we've resolved either of those yet. So that's something that I think would help. Because like just going forward, if I'm analyzing like going forward, how could we improve the deck? Looking for one of those pieces. We definitely have very aggressive attack decks. And what's cool is if we actually might be a good thing. It might kind of combo with Thantis, because if you're making everyone have to attack, and we have one of those pillow fort ones, well, they're not going to want to use their mana to attack us, so they're just going to attack other people. So it's almost like the Thantis like double protects us, because they were like, well, I have to attack and I don't want to pay the mana. So that could be a neat interaction that we might see, in one of the future games if we can get one of those pieces.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of the comes in tapped stuff like Thalia, and I don't even think we've resolved a blind obedience yet.
Not yet. I haven't gotten it.
So there's a little bit more
something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. You got plenty to look forward to. I will say, I think the funnest thing, because me and Andrew kind of talked about this deck, and I gave him a hard time because I was like, this is definitely not a deck that I would normally play. What I've really, really enjoyed, personally, like as just a player, I've enjoyed the political aspect that Camball has kind of put us in, saying things like, "Hey, Sherman, I have to swing at you. Let me swing at you with 1. I'll get your Thantis bigger," and then and just kind of making deals like that, where they're very incremental and they're small, but it's like, okay, I'm going to make a friend with you, but then you're going to be my foe later. And, by making you a friend now, hopefully that'll help me in the future, and stuff like that. So the political aspect's been a lot of fun.
Which I think actually plays into like what Camball is like.
Right. Yeah, I think his flavor text is he has friends in both high and low places, and they all seem to owe him a favor. So he's very political. He kind of knows people and talks to people. And I think
I do
kind of played into some of that too.
Yeah,
I do have to say, like trying to like make a deal with the Camball player is almost like making deals with terrorists. Like regardless of what I do, I'm still taking damage. I'm still losing life. But I'm trying to appease you so you don't do it more.
Exactly. And I know that first game specifically, speaking about my game, I was talking to John, and it was kind of like, I don't know if this worked or not, but like when he kind of went at me, I put that curse on him and kind of started targeting him. And that for me was kind of I wanted everyone else to think, oh, Jake's got hate. Like, I don't want to get on his bad side,
Yeah.
And so I kind of used it like that. Like, hey, John, you want to keep coming at me? Like, I'll have the answers. And I was hoping in my head, maybe Sherman can attest to that. I don't know. I was trying to get in y'all's head and think, oh no, like I don't want that stuff coming at me. I'm gonna back off a little bit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're like, I don't want to get on that guy's bad side, kind of thing.
Well,
so I think that's a really fun kind of thing. Yeah.
Like you're in white, you're in black, you have a lot of creature removal.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. And then you have all the drain, and it's just like once Campbell is out, I was like, okay, half my hand can't be used.
Yeah.
Because like
because it's gonna punish me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you have another question for us, but I do want to shout out some stuff. So we are going to be giving away our deck, not right now, so I can't get you too excited because our deck isn't happening until the next interview, I believe. But something that I want to point out that I think is really kind of fun and interesting. We are big on altars and proxies and stuff like that. And our very own Olivia, who you can find at @blood_artist, did 2 really, really beautiful ones for us. And we just want to shout those out again. A marble diamond, as well as this beautiful plains So go check out her account one. But that was just kind of our way of saying, hey, when we give these away, like we don't want to just pack the decks, give them away. Cool. We would put a little something personal in there. So I hope y'all enjoy those when we do give them away next time. I think we're going to do the Thantis one. So
yeah, I think the Thantis giveaway should be happening here after this commentary. I guess I have one question for you though.
Please.
So did you so putting in those curses or swapping in those curses like you mentioned, did you think that they would have the effect on the game as what they've had in this game? Those curses, like in the last 2 games, it slowed me down. Like I could only play one creature. I couldn't even get my the Project Guardian. I couldn't get any resolution off of that because I could only play 1 spell per turn. So like I couldn't drop all my 2-drop walls or anything.
Yeah.
Like it just put in so much work.
Sure. And I think you're specifically talking about the one about the one that does the one you only play 1 spell. I did slot that one in, and I think we took out one that was more symmetrical. And I think that might be a good thing in some cases because it's a silver bullet for 1 player, and it doesn't upset the rest of the table. And so I kind of like that idea of the cam ball being able to target a little bit more. Maybe that's one way that you could build cam ball if you're out there and you don't want to do symmetrical drain. You could do you could make cam ball curses maybe and just kind of like, hey, you're on my bad side, so I'm going to punish you. And then maybe that's the way you play it. So I think in that way, I'll tell you this, I did not expect it to do as well as it did, but it definitely has put in that I forget what it's called, but the curse that
aspect. That aspect.
Yeah, that one is put in work. And like I said, it's nice because whenever you draw it, it's good because if that player's ahead, boom, you target them. If that player's ahead, you can always kind of knock someone down off the pedestal.
I think it's also kind of funny because isn't Brennan's running a lot of curses as well?
Right. Yeah.
So like you have the handful of ones that we have in the deck, but then also you have the ones that Brennan's running as well. So
that was Curse of Exhaustion, by the way.
So tired.
I feel like you just like kind of stack them onto one person, which makes the most sense, right?
And I feel what's interesting, I just want to say because we did that to John. Like I totally put a curse on him,
John.
and then poor John, and then Brennan kind of did. And like I knew that like John was aware that it was me who like put a curse on him, but I think everyone kind of felt like, wow, Brennan's really putting on the curse. It's like almost like our curse was almost hidden because of that, because he had so many curses. It was like, oh well, Brennan's the curse player. Our curse was just kind of there doing its thing, and we weren't necessarily getting too much hate for it. I mean, John hated us,
right?
Me, should I say?
Yeah, you guys essentially started off with that 1 curse, and then like we found out that one of the themes of Brennan's decks is curses.
Yeah,
I thought, I was watching and I just started cracking up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like such a maybe not stack seed game, but like it just has a lot of like hate.
Right, it had a lot of like, I'm gonna give this to you, I'm gonna give this to you, and a lot of I'm gonna screw you.
I think the decks like they compare well to each other. Like I think both games so far, it got down to like that last turn or 2 turns where everyone was playing, and then what I think the last game we all got who died first last game?
In Livy's game, who died first in your game, Livy?
Ryan died first.
Ryan.
So Ryan, you were the target.
But then I don't think it made a full turn cycle again, did it?
It made,
we went one more turn cycle because it had to go to. Yeah.
So I think they're stacking well against each other, and I think I'm really excited to see how the next two go. I'm piloting the deck the next turn, so I'm really excited to get some plays in. I built the deck and then I kind of went on like a little hiatus, so I haven't played it. And I've only looked at the deck list once or twice since Jacob brought it down to the price point. So this is going to be kind of new for me, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. Hey, doggies. We got doggies with us. So.
Oh, that's fine. We have a cat that's sleeping right here. So
she's knocking all over my deck boxes.
There you go. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I think some people thought certain commanders were going to be overpowered and some were going to be underpowered just by virtue of who they were. But I think it's an attribution. I don't know. It's a speaks to all of our deck building knowledge that all of us are building very fair, very equal kind of decks. You know, we play into the strengths of our commander as well as playing cards that interact well. And I think that makes for a better stream. Hopefully in chat, y'all would agree that these have been interesting games to watch, you know, that we kind of have a mix of slug and some slow, and they kind of just make for this good overall game.
The vehicle deck is doing really cool things.
Yeah, Ruhan's cool. I almost want to brew that. Like, that's awesome. Thantis too. I didn't. So I'm gonna interview you for a second. Did y'all mean to do like the wall sub theme? Like, where did that idea come from? That was dope.
I had probably 6 concepts in my head. So, but I'll talk about that more later. But
sure,
I eventually went with this, and I had to throw in my own jank, obviously.
Yeah. Like, I'm just curious, how much time do we have left for the interview? Because I just want to make sure that we kind of let people know.
4 minutes right now, I think.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Do y'all have any other questions for us?
So I just have one funny remark. I found it funny how during the interview before our game, the second game, that it almost seems like all the focus would be on the Thantis deck. But then as soon as the cam ball came out again, instantly the whole board kind of focused. It's almost like your deck is the or like the table bully as soon as like your commander or like it comes out onto the field.
I think it's kind
everyone's
of funny.
attention.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of funny. Zach just showed up right here toward the end of that game, and when he walked in, he saw that the Livy was getting a little hate, and he remarked, he said, "Oh, if Comball isn't getting any hate, or if you're not like the target, you didn't build the deck right."
Right. Yeah. You do, when Comball and the player's getting targeted, well, Comball's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting kind of thing because we knew going in that it's one of those commanders where you play it and like even before the game starts, you got hate, you know, and you have eyes on you. And so I think part of the strategy for playing something like that is a little bit of a slow burn. You don't want to come out cursing and staxing too fast because then it just reinforces what people think. Where if you come off kind of slow, I think it's kind of like you got to hold your cards literally hold your cards a little close. And save some because, you know, if you come off too hard, like I said, it reinforces that where if we can sit back and then something like Ruhan starts to go off, it's like, oh, maybe Camball isn't so bad. I need to focus on this. And then we can kind of sneak under and do something.
And I think that's a tribute to both of their Livy and Jacob's, like just their ability to have like a really good game sense.
Play just enough.
Because they both stuck it out there until the end. I think they're just really good at timing their plays really well in comparison to like the rest of the table. And letting yourself kind of go up like this instead of going up like this because you're for sure like gonna die. You're gonna get targeted more.
Right.
I'm pretty bad at that. I think they're better at that. Where I'm pretty bad at like I have it in my hand. I don't want to lose it, so let's just get it out on the board.
Just
and
pure gas.
Just go.
Pedal the metal. Drive. That's fast.
That's kind of how I try to play, and so I think I'm gonna learn from them this game and kind of slow down a little bit and let everyone else's stuff build as my stuff builds too.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So I think we're ready to do the giveaway for the Thantis deck.
Sure, real quick. Awesome. Do you mind if I just let everyone know? Because I want to pass it over to y'all and let y'all take over. I just want to tell y'all a little bit about us. We are Elderdragon Skypelander.
Lender.
We are. We stream on Twitch a lot, so y'all can check that out. Thank you. I know he did a good job. We stream on Twitch. We do paper EDH. We're just 4 friends who love doing what we do. We've been playing long distance. We all lived in different places, so we played on VDH before quarantine, and then when quarantine started, we just decided to kind of keep going and doing the stuff. So we've been doing this for years. So you want to talk about people who know what they know, like you check it out. But check out Elderdragon Skypelander. We're really about community and we're really about having a good time. We play what we like to call battle cruiser style Magic, where it's not just like combo turn 3 stuff like that. That has its place. We want to kind of build up, do the thing, and then have big turns and just kind of weird, janky, just these big interactions and have some fun. And Andrew over here is our social media manager. So why don't you tell them where they can find us?
Yeah. So on Twitter you can find us at @EDS_MTG. And then on Instagram, where we actually just hit 250 followers. We're super excited about that. I think we might be doing a giveaway for that.
Yeah, for sure.
But we just hit 250 followers, so thank y'all so much for following us. but we are at Elderdragon Skypelander, and then I think you can find us everywhere else on at Elderdragon Skypelander. If I think right here, Jacob's gonna pop in our link tree into the description, right, or into the chat right now. So please go give us follows. Like you said, we're just 4 friends that like to play Magic together, and I think we try to build that community and have a community of just people that like to have a good time together. So
For sure.
so thank y'all so much for
Thank y'all for a great interview. We appreciate it.
We always love
and I can vouch for that as well. Like, you guys are excellent people. I enjoy talking with you, having conversations about Magic. It's always a great time. So thank you for being here and being part of the Megabowl. I guess
Right.
I guess Brendan for picking you guys.
We'll see you next game. I gotta go warm this guy up.
My guys.
Bye.
So we will be doing the giveaway.
I guess so.
Roll it.
Okay, so let's just give everyone one final moment here. If you want to join it, go the exclamation Thantis?
Yep.
So we'll give you guys 10 seconds here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's spin it.
So Wacko Genius, make sure that you message, I believe it's Toby on the Twitch channel, correct? Toby10O, message him to redeem your reward.
Congratulations!
Now it's time for us to hit the locker room.
Yeah. All right. See you guys soon.